What's going on, guys? Managed to get the garage slightly cleaned up so we can jam a car in there. We're doing 57 Chevy stuff today. The Challenger's out, running-ish. At least I can be out there. Today, what are we gonna do? So I got this big package here, actually, it was probably a week or two ago, because this damn Challenger was just fighting me. For my buddy over at Justin, over at HotRod Fuel Hose. So man, thanks so much. He said thanks for letting it be a part of the build. Thank you. And you guys, HotRod Fuel Hose, check him out. Hit him up on Instagram or the internet, whatever it may be. Send him a little thank you card. He have a bunch of these things, so you can get 10% off with code postcard2020. This one here, bizcard2020. If you guys need anything, go see him. So what he did, he styled us. So we got a brand new Holley Pump. So that's going to take the fuel from the original tank, which I don't even know what I put in there, something I had. This fancy braid hose. He's got this brand new stuff. It's got this purple kind of flare to it. So it's that, every fitting you could ever need, 45 90s, straight throughs, clamps, a little filter, which you already have one on there, but you know, more can't hurt. Everything you possibly need. The wrench to tighten it all down, so I'm not going to be using vice grips. This little piece here, which kind of fits in the vise, so I guess you can put the fittings in there and tighten them all up and do whatever you gotta do. So man, thanks so much, buddy. We got the Coke spine, I brought that out. But obviously stickers going on the car for sure. A couple more things. Cold case, I hit them up. They didn't there wasn't a sticker in the box, but so I got one, so we'll put one of those on there for the radiator. Cragar, obviously, we're doing that. The Master, actually something I had. I'm helping out a buddy, he needs one. Oh, you guys barbecued me on these wheels, and I need some redemption here. So I had put on the standard acorn, you know, whatever you want to call them, tapered nut. Everyone said it has to be a shoulder nut, and you know what? You're right. Not on this car. So, oh, hell to show up. You can see it's a tapered seat. So you use just standard lug nuts, which I was shocked too. But I guess when you're ordering new style Cragars and it's for, you know, these aren't unilug things, that's what you need. You guys got to give me just a little bit more credit. I wouldn't put those kind of lug nuts on, because Dani's car, just so you guys know, I'm a Cragar guy my whole life. Look at these things, they're sacked out, but they have your standard shoulder with a watch. These are just unilug, and they're old. Don't tell her. But so yeah, the proper lug nuts are on this thing. So we got that going on with the fuel system. The other thing I want to do is we gotta tackle that wiring, because it's an absolute nightmare. We currently have tail lights. That is it. I don't have a headlight switch at all, so that I gotta find. I don't know if I have one in the basement maybe, but the seat's still loose. I haven't bolted that down, so I wanted as much room under the dash as I possibly could have. Obviously I didn't wire up the cutouts yet. They're just kind of looped around. Again, I gotta get under there, which is, that's an ugly job, but WireCare is going to help us out. We got a bunch of stuff. All the fittings will be in there. Will be well, the connectors will all be mint, nice stuff. So we'll do that. Can't be that much on this thing. It has no charging system right now. Well, it's not charging, I guess I should say. But so I'll look into that. I hope that's what we're gonna do this video, is do the charging system, do the wiring, see how bad that fights us. The fuel system should be pretty simple. I mean, I'm just gonna chop out whatever I did, which won't take long, and run a brand new line up to that fancy tank up front, the FiTech setup. And I mean, it should work, because I have it all wired up, it's all grounded, it's all hooked up to the fuse panel, so it literally just be out with the old, in with the new, you know, brand new fuel system. Total reliability, right? So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'll put that lug nut back on, drive this thing in. We need a few more stickers on this thing for all the sponsors. And yeah, we'll go from there. Get this thing up in the air maybe. I don't know. It's hot out today, so we'll see how motivated I am. But you guys want some 57 Chevy stuff? I know I was dragging on the Challenger. Man, trust me, I didn't want to work on the Challenger anymore. But when it's in a heap and it won't run, it's an absolute nightmare in the city, right? So I had to do that. Now everything runs and drives. Runs and drives. At least enough I can move it all around. So we'll get this thing going. I'd really like to take this thing to, we went cruising there in the live stream. If you guys are in that, awesome. On Sunday night. I'd like to take this thing to the Sunday car show and just kind of plunk it there, put what we're doing with it, so some local people can kind of see it, see the car up close. So if you guys are local, hopefully I'll have this out before Sunday. And you guys maybe check the car out or whatever it may be. So we usually go to that Princess Auto on Westwood. If you're in Winnipeg. If you're from Alaska, sorry, you don't know where that is. But I'll be there. All right, I'll get this thing moved in and we'll start making progress. All right, Danny's gonna put some serious work in there. We're gonna finish stickering up. So we've kind of run out of the room in the corner windows, and we put a couple in the back, but I think we're gonna run them down the side there. That's what she wanted to do. So HotRod Fuel Hose, thank you, my friend. We're actually working right now, so I'm just working on this. So once we get these stickers done, the next thing you'll see is me trying to get these fittings. Fitting. Look at the concentration on this girl.
It's very hard when you don't have any nails. I need to get my like clacky clacks back.
Cold case. That badass Radiator. That was the first thing we put on.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Cragar. I think Cragar needs 2 stickers. We'll put one on the other side too, because
heckin' yeah.
Those guys stood up, man. I gotta give those.
Like in a major way.
So yeah, I know we haven't worked on this 57 in a while, so if you're new for some reason or whatever it is, so 57,000 subscribers, Danielle's giving it away. And all these sponsors, title sponsor, DD Speed Shop, Queen City Performance helped out with exhaust.
Does it count as a title sponsor if it's from us?
Yeah. It's all my hard-earned money. Mad Scientist Garage, man, he's been helping out, writing articles on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, Roadkill Customs. I'm waiting on a sticker from that guy too, but he'll get on here. Cragar Wheels. Cold Case Radiator. We got HotRod Fuel Hose. We're just doing that right now. We got FiTech on the back of the window. So they got 2 stickers, FiTech, and WireCare. You guys saw all that stuff, right? So, and I just like the guys at the Tri-5 Mob. It's a small little Facebook group, but
they have great pens.
Great pens.
Amazing pens.
They're good guys. So you're honorary member. But yeah, let's put some HotRod Fuel Hose together. All right, so working on these fittings. I watched the assembly video on his website. Never done these before, but they're pretty simple. So there's kind of like, okay, it's just a little piece that's going to go over the hose. You got the little collar, and then this little fitting that jams in. So you cut the hose, which is pretty simple. Getting the collar over was the toughest part, and I cut my hand.
I don't think your hand is very black. No one can see it.
Oh.
Where?
Well, that's all blood.
Oh, gross.
But anyway, so be careful doing that, because it's now sharp, but whatever. Lesson learned. Then you kind of jam this little collar in, and it fits around this little plastic piece. Pretty simple there. This then fits inside. So you got that, and now we're just gonna squeeze that all together. There we go. So I'll thread that all together in the vise and tighten it up, and that'll be a perfect fitting.
I like that it's purple.
Well, yeah, this is a new line. He just had it out, and he asked me. It's like, can we try the purple stuff? I said, absolutely. I love purple. You love purple. And these guys like free. So guess what? It actually should be super simple. Underneath, I already have the fuel pump hooked up with that Holley Pump, and it came with a fitting. He actually gave me 2 because he's a good guy. Man, this guy, literally, every fitting you could ever need came in the kit. So what it is, it's this little fitting here that changes the whatever pipe thread into, I believe it's 6AN. So this will bolt right onto that. And I'll just run the frame into the tank. I'll do another line like that, and it's done. Super, super simple. Scene. Alright guys, we're back at it. Well, actually I didn't stop at it, but now I'm going to. It's, Dani made some supper. It's late. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, something like that. So this is the fancy new line. You know, the problem is, I feel bad. Like, I really appreciate this stuff the guy gave. The fuel line business, everything's underneath. But, so we got this fancy new fitting up there. It runs down all nicely. I'll get the trouble light and kind of show you guys underneath. But it's clean, looks good. Just a couple of fittings. Very, very simple. So I ran it just right there, all the way back. I'm happy with it. I'm sure you guys will be as well. And let's see how this turns out. That's your brand new fuel pump. I had it on for probably 5 minutes. It's nice and quiet. Nothing leaked, as you can tell. There's no gas on the ground. Goes back in the sender and we're good. So a very simple setup, but very much appreciated. Now you guys know, I mean, this thing's got a brand new fuel system, brand new line there. I put in the brand new line back. The only thing is the tank is original, but I drained it all out. It actually wasn't too bad. And it's got 2 fuel filters on it. I mean, what else can you ask for? That'll be just perfect. So I think I'm done for tonight. Fuel system's 100%, and tomorrow we'll start working on the wiring. Do a little bit underneath if we have to, but shouldn't be too bad. Again, I was doing a little bit of looking around. This thing had so many accessory wires and stuff like that put on it. We'll just chop all that out, make it all work, bolt seat in, and I think really it just needs some miles put on it. Go from there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, it's actually been a few days since I've been working on the 57. It's on the ground now, as you guys probably saw in the last video or a couple videos ago. But another Dodge. That's a good way of wasting a bunch of time. Anyways, get back on this thing. I wanted to get some of this wiring tackled. I mean, it's an absolute gong show in there. You know, it's such a simple car. I mean, at this point, all it really needs is headlights, taillights, turn signals. Everything else kind of works. The FiTech's on its own thing. I got the shifter and all that stuff wired up. The fuel pump's wired up. It's all on switch power. I got to finish the cutouts. I think you guys all wanted the actual switch. I think I'll just take one of these useless things out. Here's all the stuff I'm going to use. So WireCare donated a bunch of stuff. So we got shrink tube. We got a pile of these fancy connectors. You crimp them, heat them up, they heat shrink. Fancy zip ties. These are good for like 40 below. I don't know if I'll use any of these connectors or not. I used them before 55, I think. So if maybe we'll do the signals and stuff with them. We'll see what happens. They sent a bunch of these heat boots over, so that'll be sweet. Fit around those headers. And I might put another fuse block in. I have one. I don't know what's going to be all in the factory one. If it needs it, I'll use it. If not, no big deal. And otherwise, I just love these strippers. Old WireCare sent over. These are fantastic. So step one is getting in there, ripping out a lot of the old junk that's just kind of going nowhere. You know, clean it all up. I think it's just an absolute rat's nest in there of people adding stuff over the years. And I'll get after it. Alright, well, I made some progress. Dani's actually outside working on her seat on her channel, Queen Dee Dee Speed Shop. I don't know if you can see her glisten from here, but working in the sun. She's hot.
Is that dark skin?
Yep, that dark skin. So I got the laps going a little bit, watching what's going on, but I figured I'd show you guys a few wins. I have headlights. Well, you have headlights. So that's pretty slick. I figured out the horn. It seems like what happened is, I mean, back in the day, the guy would have taken something apart and let's just put it on a switch, because that's just easier. Unfortunately, there's a few things that are a bit of a bummer. The main connector that would have gone to the headlight switch, which is missing, has been chopped off. So that's lame. So I mean, that right there is that's the headlight power, so off. So that works. The high-low beam switch works. This little box here, there's 2 wires going in. Again, see, this is what they did. This is supposed to be a bunch of wires in and a bunch of wires out, and they were all screwed up, which I mean is fixable. We'll see what happens. But that is for the turn signal and indicators. which then go into all these. I think on the 55 I actually just, I don't know if I didn't have it or what I did there, but I didn't have the connector. So that's whatever, bit of a pain. The horn, they actually had on toggle switch right here, but the toggle switch was broken or melted or whatever. So that's there. We'll get on another button or something like that. So there's power to the horns. The horns are seized. Shocker. But so that's good. Underneath, I got everything going to the park lights all kind of wrapped together. So I just got to figure out what's left and right. And this might not have park lights. It might just have signals actually. But whatever. This here. Oh yeah, I have it connected. This is going to be for the brake lights and stuff. So I just ran a new wire for that. What else we got? Oh, this is the power for the grill and stuff. So even though it looks pretty ratty, I've taken a bunch out. You know, a bunch of missing, like just everything's on a switch, right? So I got a lot of that out. I'm gonna start tracking and see if I can find a wiring diagram as to what is what exactly. There's a lot of this, like just wires going to nothing with connectors, and I mean that's the tack. So I mean, I don't know. We'll make it look a little prettier, but there's actually a lot of room in the panel once you start taking stuff off, because what the previous owner at some point had done, every time I need something, just whoop, stab it in, stab it in, stab it in. So all the spades were taken. But if we start taking all those ones we don't need out, we should be good. Yeah, there's still a few that are kind of mystery wires, but we'll get through them. The only hassle is going to be the headlight switch, unfortunately. I might borrow Dani's just to test stuff out, but ultimately everything will be on a spade connector, and that's a bit of a hassle, so it might just get a universal one, unfortunately. But yeah, that's where we're going. I don't know if it looks any better or worse to you guys, but I am moving ahead. Alright guys, well I've actually been doing a fair bit of work doing the wiring. I mean, it was time-lapsing some of it. It's pretty boring. I mean, at the end of the day, tracing wires and going from there. I didn't have a wiring diagram, so I'm kind of going off memory. There's a few wires there, but I mean, you can tell how much less there is to deal with. Under the hood, I had to, this harness here, I kind of broke it all up, but I kind of traced everything where it was. I'm happy with everything. The front of the car wasn't messed with at all. A lot of under hood wasn't messed with, actually too bad, so a lot was just under the dash. I found a headlight switch, but I didn't have the pull knob, and I don't quite know what it's out of, so you can get an OEM one. I might just go for it. So that's where we're at. I've done everything basically other than the headlights and the turn signals. So it still looks a little kind of ratty, but all these wires here are your turn signal wires. And then here I've got some marked, I think I showed before, but it's like park lights and stuff like that. Otherwise, this wire here, this is constant power, so I just left it out. But you can see, hopefully that shows up, the headlights work, the dimmer works, so that's good. What else have I done here? Oh, I put the ignition switch in, so everything works there. Horn button, horn's a little maybe it's a little seized, but otherwise that all works. It's got neutral safety, works. There's no backup lights in this thing, but all that's kind of cleaned up. The next thing I have is the cutout wiring, so I am going to do that and then probably end the video there. I got to order a switch and do some screwing around. I mean, it's got headlights, it's got tail lights, it just doesn't have any signals. I'm pretty sure the fan works. Oh yeah, you can hear that or not. So that all works. All the heater controls work and whatnot, so we should be good. It's got, you know, left as accessory. So yeah, it's really coming together. So I'll hook up the cutout switch. I'm gonna just label a few of these wires before I finish up tonight, so I remember what they are tomorrow. I got a new flasher for it, just in case that went in there as junk. There's still a couple spots left in the panel. I'm happy with it, but it's enough. I can probably do that. I can bolt this seat down because I had it loose, because as much room as I possibly can, but a little bit of cleanup. But yeah, so I'm gonna put some of these tools away, back them up a little bit, or sweep this crap out. I'll set the tripod up. We'll fast motion the dumps going in, because that's always a fun one. We'll test those out, and yeah, I probably have to relearn the car because I've had the battery off and screwing around all that stuff. But otherwise, we're there. It's basically a driver. So tell your friends, we got to make this happen. 57,000 subscribers. I want someone to drive this while it's still a little bit of decent weather out. So make that happen. Go from there. Fast motion time. All right, we're all back together. I mean, basically short list now. Just those few wires, and that's headlights and the turn signal. We'll be good. Everything else is happy. I'm happy. I love that horn. Let's see if this thing still remembers what's going on. Oh. Battery's been disconnected, so it'll learn there, but it's happy. She's snappy. Well, that's where I'm leaving it. That's where I'm leaving this video. It went pretty good. Things all together, hopefully for the last time. Other than the wiring, right? So you gotta take care of that. I think I'm gonna finish up the wiring and the turn signal and all that on my own. And then next time you see this, bolt down the seat. We'll go for a ride around the block, actually legitimately drive it. I got the insurance on it and everything, so I could drive it right now, but no signals, no proper headlights. Probably not worth it, right? So there you go, 57 Chevy. It's full of crap. It's a bit of a shelf right now. Looks good. You know, the wheels, the everything. Cragar wheels, cold case radiator, HotRod Fuel Hose with the fuel system all the way front. Queen City, man, mufflers, all that sort of stuff. They gave the cutouts. DD Speed Shop, can't forget them. John Robert, mad scientist, man. That guy's a rock star, always helping out. FiTech on the back. FiTech and Cragar got doubles because they stepped up big time. And today, a little bit of WireCare action. So there you go. That's how it is. This thing is spackle with new parts. It should be a dead reliable car as far as I'm concerned. Hey, there might be a few issues down the road, but it's all together easy to fix. Let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's at 57,000 subscribers. We got a ways to go yet, but tell a buddy and we can be there overnight and sign the keys over this thing. So hopefully in the next video, we'll probably do some Dodge stuff, but the next 57 Chevy video, we'll be driving it, and hopefully we'll drive it out and back and won't involve tow truck. That's our leave it for today. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.